back to Make and Break. I'm here, and I'm already delusional. I was rolling around last night, thinking and dreaming, and couldn't really sleep, and decided today was the day to do something truly awful. I'm gonna try and make a piano. Do I think I'm at the skill level to make a piano? I don't know. I don't even know what skill levels are. But I'm going to go for it. That's the goal today. Today is piano day. So I'm going to throw on some music and I'm going to try and just jump right in. Something that I've learned a lot recently in 3D modeling is that you need to take your time with things. You need to go a little bit more slowly and you need to do things smarter, such as using subsurface modifiers to change the shape of things. We're in. We're in on that logic. It's just a matter of doing. So, I'm going to do my best to make some pianos. I have some reference images up here on my computer. I thought about throwing them on Blender, but there's like 9 of them, so let's wait on that. So I'm going to start just by making the shape. Let's make a shape first, and we'll go from there. So, here is the shape that we're making. Looking at it very closely, and let's go for it. So, piano is basically just a fancy shaped box. A very, very fancy shaped box that makes noise. So, we're going to make that shape first. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so I can see what I'm doing. Yeah, that's all there really is to it. So let's just jump right in. By the way, for anybody who is not super keyed into Blender, Blender has released a new update, and it is lovely. There are these experimental or geometric nodes that were added in a beta, or I guess the experimental branch is what they would call it, and they are now officially just normal. They're in the full release, and there's nothing strange about it. So at some point, I would like to sit down and try all of that, but that's not the scope of today. Today, I want to keep doing what we're used to doing. Just better. Just always getting better. That's the goal. Okay, done. I've made a piano, right? No. This is gonna be a lot. I already know this is gonna be a lot. I'm sure there's a little bit of wisdom here or there that would make this a little bit easier for us. Actually, I kind of liked it where it was. But otherwise, I think it's all just kind of going to be trial and error. Pianos just seem like one of those very notorious shapes that no one is like super keyed in on. Look at that. That's actually a really nice shape. Hold on. Dare I say that's it? Wow, wow, wow. Okay, cool. So, what comes next is the more difficult part, I would argue. I'm gonna have to... actually, hold on. I think I know how to do this. Color me actually a little surprised that I know what I'm doing. Maybe I have actually learned something. Okay, so this is what a piano looks like. It's this shape right here. That's a piano. That's what pianos look like. So, if I take it upon myself, let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we bevel these. Bevel? I'm not sure why we can't bevel it. Oh, I was using the wrong tool. Bevel. Can we get away with just 3? Maybe we just want to do 4. That looks about right to me. Okay, tell you what. I'm going to put an image up on screen. Before we bevel that, I'm going to put an image up on screen just so I can get the proportions exactly right. So let's go ahead and throw this up right here. Okay, so this... Whoa, hello. What the heck? Alright. So I'm going to try my best to get the proportions exactly right here. This is the goal right here. Okay, so yeah, there's definitely a problem with the dimensions. So let's go ahead and get to it. So we want to grab... We're going to use just X-ray, and we're just going to grab very carefully everything. And I'm going to make nice, perfect squares all over the place. That should do the job for us really well. Hey, Joe! How's it going? Are you streaming right now? Are you watching me while you're streaming? Don't do that. You got people who love and need you if you're streaming. Gotta lurk today. Yay, no worries whatsoever. You're working. Okay, yeah. Well, I'm here if you need me, as always. Appreciate you having you around. Alright, I'm gonna keep it a little bit more on the general side. I don't want to get too caught up with the shape of these things because I think we're gonna run into trouble. Alright, yes. Hey, okay. So boom, check this out. If I bevel these using a edge bevel... Oh, no, wait, hold on. We messed up. Let's bevel that. Let's bevel that. That. Alright, and we're back up to here. Now I'm going to Control B to bevel. And we're just going to watch our dimensions. Yeah, 4 seems to be fine. That one's a little on the shallow side, but I don't hate this. This is it. This is good. If we want to keep things simple, this is simple. So if I take off this and I get rid of the empty, that is just about our shape. So let's pull this out just a little bit. And we got a piano. Nice and easy. Look at that. Cool. So, what now? Now we need to start getting into the more bulk of the shape, and this is the part that I am stressing about. The idea... I guess we should probably get the dimensions of how tall this thing is. Pianos aren't this tall. That looks about right to me. Again, I think we should just go ahead and use a reference image. I did things the hard way for such a long time, and I think that was a really good thing for us. I think that taught me a lot, but there's no reason to force yourself to do things the hard way. I think that's kind of a dumb way to continue growing as an artist. Okay, so let's go up and over. And we're looking at the length of this thing. So let's do it like that. And we're going to come on up. We're going to get it even bigger. And that looks a little bigger than I want. Right there. Slightly bigger. Right there. Okay. So now let's go up. Get it right in the center. Go over. We're looking pretty good. It's actually almost exact. It's very close. If I do it like that and I bring it down a little bit, I'm intersecting both of these lines. I know there's a little scoop here. I'm not doing that scoop. The more I can save myself on effort, the better. So we're going to call it there. That is the size of the piano. We've done it. We've done the proportions. We are here. I'm going to have to inset a hole in this thing eventually, and that's going to be its own challenge, but I'm not that worried. I'm actually doing all right here. So, next up, let's go ahead and cut around this thing. Look at my reference image very, very carefully. I'm not thrilled about making the keys, but we're going to have to make the keys eventually, and once I do it, I'm sure it'll be easy enough. I'm sure it's not going to be a problem. I'm just kind of stressing it. Okay, so this line right here is actually a little lower in my mind. And I'm going to extrude the piano part. And then we're going to make the little fancy bevels on the edge. So, let's do that. You two get extruded along normals. You're going to make a little keyboard. I can change those dimensions later, but I guess I should do it right now. Alright. What are we looking at? Get up here, grab everything, scooch it on up, because that is going to be a trouble area for us. Honestly, looks pretty good. I guess if we're being really careful, I can scooch it back just one. But it's not bad. Like right there is fine. I'll keep it a little... Yeah, that's perfect. Let's do it right there. Okay, cool. So next up, we got to make the little fancy bits that come off of this. This part, how are we going to do this? Let's think. Think. How are we going to do this? My immediate reaction is to do this. But I got to keep it kind of even. Negative 0.75. Again, we should just be referencing. Reference. I don't know what I'm being so proud for. There's no real reason to be so proud about this. But that's just my way. I have so much creative integrity that it kills me. I'm constantly trying to do things the hard way because in my mind, if I do it the hard way, then I'll be smarter or I'd be better or something, but I don't think that's really how things work. So let's not overthink it. Let's give ourselves the benefit of the doubt here. Yeah, that looks perfect. That's about as good as I can expect. Turn off X-ray, and we're back to here. And now I just need to connect these and make a shape. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's do this. These guys. Same for you. Nope, that's not what I wanted. What am I thinking? Kind of went on autopilot for a second. I was thinking a lot the other day about autopilot and like what it means to sort of just get stuck in a rhythm. And, you know, I think it's easy to sort of disparage ourselves for doing that. What the heck? That's not what I want at all. Okay, so instead with this, we want to cut that face in half. Just there. And just here. And we want to bring these together with a J, those together with a... Oh, come on. With a J, J, and J. Anyway, like I was saying, I think it's very easy to disparage ourselves for not, quote-unquote, working hard enough or for not thinking enough about our work, especially creatively. But I think autopilot is such a natural response for the body. Like, there's a good reason you go on autopilot. Your body's doing it to save you mental strain. It's not a defect. It's not a problem. It's just a part of being creative. And I think I've often sort of disparaged myself for being on autopilot, when in reality, the more productive conversation would be like, am I getting enough sleep? Am I taking care of my body correctly? To which I think those answers are probably no. I think that's far more important than saying, like, I need to work harder, period, whatever, whatever. I think that's not a healthy way to view your life. So don't do that. If you think of the world as being the world, what am I saying? If you're thinking of your own work as something that needs to just like be better, I think you can take care of yourself. All that precocious nonsense that I'm saying is just me going out of my way to say that I tried to take good care of myself today. I was extra careful when I woke up to give myself enough time to get ready for stream. I didn't rush. I didn't scarf down food at the last minute like I always tend to do. And I think we're benefiting because of that. I think we're all having a better time as a result of that. So that's a whole lot of nonsense that I just said. Hopefully any of that connects with anybody. If not, oh well. That is an ugly face. I don't love that face, but I guess we're going to keep it. Otherwise, I think we're looking pretty solid here. I might need to fix that face. That face is going to come back to haunt me. I know it. Maybe I'll reconnect it once we do the bevel. That might be nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and merge at last on a couple of these. If we're going to simplify the geometry, let's just go ahead and simplify the geometry. There's no reason to overthink it. Normally, I don't do retopology on stream, but if I see it, I'll do it. All right, here we go. Let's do this thing. Big moment of truth here. This should... Come on. Oh, it didn't do what we wanted. Okay, never mind. Let's just do one of them, and then we'll do the other one separate. Alright. Like that looks pretty decent to me. I'm going to merge by distance here in just a second. That needs a line. That's going to be our line right there. Okay, so we'll take that. Or there might be a line here. Let's try that. So first off, let's go ahead and vertices merge by distance, and we're just going to keep it super simple. We got rid of 12 vertices. That's huge. That's actually so big for us. 12 vertices. I mean, that's like potentially like 12, 24-ish faces. It's a good amount of geometry. All right, now we do this, and this should be easy, and it's not easy. Why are you not easy? What's happening? What's the matter? Why don't you want to bevel? Why do you want to bevel? Huh? What the heck? This is an edge, right? Why won't it bevel? Color me very confused about this. What is happening? Why won't you... Let's try just some quick little things that have worked in the past. I don't know if they'll work now. Why won't you bevel? Doesn't seem obvious that you should bevel? Confusing. Why won't they bevel? What would be causing an edge not to bevel? Let's go back to our reference images. I'm going to stare at our reference for just a second. I'm looking at it in my head. I don't see a reason why it won't bevel. I'm very confused here. Immediately, I do see this, which might be not my best idea in the world. Let's not do that, actually. Are these connecting correctly? Oh, okay. Let's go ahead and do this fix real quick. Like that. Hello? And like this. And let's try one more time, and if it doesn't work this time, I'm gonna move on from it for just a second. Strange. Very weird. Okay, well, anyway. That's almost a piano shape. This just needs to be rounded. What if I round this? That ain't gonna work. Okay. This face is like weirdly hard for some reason. Very strange. If I take this whole model and I subsurface it, it's gonna look pretty bad, right? Oh yeah, it already looks kind of bad. What's happening to this thing? I've done something wrong, as per the norm. Ain't nothing new there. Okay, yeah, there's something really strange going on right here. Which is good, that means I can fix it. What is wrong with this point? Edit, we're in edit mode, I'm looking at it. Oh yeah, there it is. There it is, you can see it. Let's get rid of you. Let's go partially invisible. Yep, I goofed it up. Definitely me. That was definitely me. Okay. So we want to fix this. So if I go like this, and I connect these two guys, I mean, I guess I don't even need to connect that, right? It's already connecting. Yeah, wait, hold on. Watch this. If I go like this and remove the edge, what difference is that going to make, right? It's on the inside, who cares? Right? So if I go ahead and dissolve that edge as well, we're looking pretty good, right? There's no face in there, we're all set. Yeah, easy. Cool. We're gonna do that for both. So we're gonna dissolve you. We're going to delete you. And if I look again, we're set. Okay. I understand. And I will actually bevel the bottom of this too, because pianos have nice soft bottom parts. That sounded a lot weirder than I wanted it to. Oh well. There we go. That's what we are looking for. That's it. Look at that. Nice round piano. That's good. Okay, so we're doing 5 right there, and let's do a 5 on the bottom. Ooh, this one's gonna be tough. Okay, I've messed this one up. We want to dissolve that edge. Dissolve that edge. And then reconnect these guys like that. And reconnect those guys, and now I can do it. I think we're in business after this. Ooh, I kind of like it bending like that. That's cool. That's a cool touch. That's some premium stuff right there. Yep, we're keeping that. Cool. So if that gets subsurfaced, looking a little bit better. That's still kind of gross. We gotta connect some vertices together there. Okay, so let's grab you guys and merge you like that. Oh, it made a bunch of them. Hold on. There we go. And we'll fix up some What happened here? I'm sorry, what? What the heck was that? Why did it do that? Okay, so something's different from this one to the other one. Okay, so if I look at it... If I grab the wireframe of this guy, like that, if I delete some stuff, we're gonna have a problem? We shouldn't, right? Okay, so officially, what is different between these two? Because they look pretty conventional to me. Look just about the same to me. I'm not seeing any differences. What's so different about these guys? Even the bottoms are positioned correctly. Okay, tell you what. I'm going to go ahead and just resolve a couple of these things that were kind of obvious to me. And we're going to wait to do this because I don't want to get too out of hand. I want to cover a lot of ground today. I think we have good momentum and I want to keep that momentum going. So let's chill out a little bit. Let's not do all this crazy stuff. I should probably try and fix all this stuff up here. Okay, check this out. New idea. J, subsurface. This guy, we're gonna slide you. Slide all the way up here. We're going to connect all of these guys to them, just like we did on the other side. Although we didn't do it, it happened automatically. We're back to this. We're back to that. We're back to this. This all looks good. This looks perfect. Cool. So now I need to sync all of this down into itself. Are there any weird crenellations in a piano? No, it looks pretty normal to me. There is that front face. Okay, so pianos have a face right here that stays. So let's grab that real quick. You're only going to cut it halfway? Why? It doesn't even make sense. Why would you do that? Alright, whatever. We'll do it like that. We'll say that looks about right, but I will double check my work because that's what we're doing today. Oh. You can't see. No. Okay. This is gonna be tough. That's gonna be like that. And I guess I'll just come around back of it. That's a little strange. We'll try and just meet it at the closest possible point that we can, but I do want it to be as square as possible. So I might re-topo this thing here and now. Let's see. We J that, and we J that, and we're going. There's no real reason to separate things here, so yeah, we're just gonna go for it. Hopefully this isn't the worst decision ever made. I think this should be fine. I don't think this will make a huge difference other than having to fix it up top, but that's all right. There's going to be a lot of weird topology things with this mesh anyway. This is definitely not the most normal mesh in the world. This guy poses a real problem for us. This is a strange little beast right here. Okay, so let's do that. And that. And you can just be dissolved. And now we're basically here. Kind of thought about merging those guys together, and I think we'll do that. Let's do that. This could be a mistake. It's fine. I can do the same thing I did earlier to fix it if it becomes a problem. I just want very flat faces here. I don't even love having that triangle there, but I think it's a necessary evil for what we're doing. So we're going to dissolve to edge at any instance that we can. We'll do the same here. We'll make a nice big triangle out of this guy. And we'll say that looks all right. Same thing here. And I believe we're symmetrical. I believe we've done it. There's a square, a square, a square, all the way across. You could even be merged there if we needed to. I don't want to. Okay. So now we have the front part of the piano and the back part of the piano separated. And I have a big giant line here that I can't grab because it doesn't work that way. Oh no. Humma. If we dissolve those edges... One, two, three, four, five. Oh, these are kind of ugly. Well, I can at least do this. That should take it pretty well. And from here, I think we have a decent shape. Can I edge grab this? No, you can't. That's kind of problematic. That's a little problematic. I really want to try and make a clear separation between this because I'm going to have to sit and edit this like 1,000 times, and I don't want to do that. So what if I do this, and this guy gets dissolved down here. That takes care of that. That is now, they're now not connected at all. That is now freely floating. If I do the same thing here, and I'm gonna have to fix it, I understand that this is a problem. I'm not saying that that's a good face, but just to really try and solve this problem. Oh man, I'm so close. Yeah, I have to solve this problem too. This is a strange one. How are we gonna do this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it has to be like that. How would you solve a problem like this? How would you solve this? Yeah, it's that line right there. That's the problem. Okay, let's go ahead and just do the worst thing in the world. I'm going to redo this later. I understand we have a lot of ingons right now. I understand it doesn't look good. I get it. I'm here. I'm woke. But we just need to do something because I need this to be editable. So like now I can do that, right? I can do it as much as I want and we can solve this problem and we can get things nice and big and clean and clear. Right? No problem. So let's go ahead and reproject this, show ourselves what we're doing. And we're here. So that looks about right to me. I'm going to say that's probably the dimension that we want. So let's get rid of you. Let's get rid of you. And let's go for it. This might actually solve a lot of our problems instantly. This might make it sort of trivial what we were doing before. Who knows? I don't know. Okay, so double check one last time. Looks like a piano is pretty flat on the inside. It just sinks. Everything builds out from inside, not from the top down. I don't need to worry about any sort of weird geometry stuff. It's all here. We're set. So let's go for it. I'm going to go ahead and sync all of this. We're going to do it like that. How deep we want this thing. Bada boom. Oh, I think we hit the nail on the head. I think we did it perfect. Yep. I think we literally did it perfect. Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and sync it as far down as I can. It might be a little unrealistic, but we're going for it. We're going to extrude along normal, straight down. And we're just going to do it like that. There we go. Hey, one step closer. We are ever closer to our goals. This top edge looks really clean and nice. Like super, super clean and nice. In fact, oh, I've just solved the whole problem. Oh, what are we doing? We're making our life so much harder. Dissolve that edge. Dissolve these edges. And we're done. Oh, that was so easy. Look at that. And now we have perfect, yeah. Perfect bits everywhere. This one is a little bad looking. How did I fix it on the bottom? I'm not sure. I did it from there. Okay, we'll do the same thing. Let's do the furthest one. J, subdivide, edge slide. Whoa, what the heck? Just you. Just you. Alright. Now we can't be mad that we did it the way that we did it. We got kind of a weird bit up here, but otherwise, we're looking golden. In fact, now that we have this, I might even push this face in more. It's probably fine. We'll leave it as is for now. Okay, so now, things get way more difficult for us. Things get a lot harder as far as I'm concerned. I have to make a lot of weird shapes inside of this body. So I'm thinking that's going to be a separate mesh. It's kind of like a rib cage. It looks super weird. It's going to be a lot of work for sure. It's also probably the least interesting thing I'm going to do. Okay, now I'm a little stuck for my ways. Let's go... How do we want to do this? Tell you what, I need to do something real quick. Let's grab this. I'm going to grab all of these inner edges. Trust me on this. Actually, no, let's retopo it first. That'll be super huge for us. I think that'll kind of make this whole thing. So I'm going to merge these guys together. And we're going to repeat. We're going to repeat for all of them. Is this going to work? Is this going to even look good? I don't hate it yet. I don't hate it yet. It looks kind of terrible, but I don't hate it. Does that even need to exist? Huh. Let's go ahead and remove this. And grab you and pull you here. I can fix this if I have to. I know it looks a little ugly. I know it's a pull. I understand. I can actually poke it into the middle if I have to, so we're not worrying too much. But this part, does this matter? Because I'm starting to think we can just do this. Or did I do that on purpose to separate? I did do that on purpose to separate. So the new thought process then, hold on, undo that. The new thought process is let's merge them all here. Not what I wanted. So we've got a weird looking poke right here. Just like that. And then that connects to here. Or does it even need to connect to there? I don't know. I think we can just connect it to here. And this can be merged back into this like that. If we do the same thing on the bottom, I think we're actually looking pretty solid. So let's just go for it. Let's see what this does. Yeah, and then now I have a root that I can still move. Absolutely, we're set. Cool. Is that ugly? Yes, I'll probably have to fix this up in a little bit. But I don't hate it. I really don't hate this. This looks good. If you told me that this was a piano, I'd be like, yeah, obviously. Like, how is this not a piano? What are you talking about? So. Next up, we need to... Oh, we need to do something a little weird. I am going to extrude this down. And then I'm going to separate selection. Okay. And we've removed it. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. I'm going to use this, and we're going to use an X-ray to just grab all of that and delete the vertices. That solves that problem. Boom. Easy. Why did I do that? Hello? It disconnected all of these. That's weird. Wonder why it did that. Oh, okay. I see. I understand. I can just reface that? Yeah, okay. Sure, I guess. That means I'm gonna have to repoke this. Oh, I don't want to do that. Okay. I'm gonna have to repoke it. Dang it. You know what? I'm just gonna do it the easy way. It's a piano! I see somebody has changed their name as well. Somebody needed a rebrand after TOS got a little weird with your old name. Is that right? Good. Well, hello. How you doing, Simo? I'm always happy to have you here. Please ignore the ugly polls that I've made. We'll get there eventually. It's just not the main focus of what I'm doing right now. All right. What comes next is a little strange. There needs to be the part that connects this. I'm doing good. I feel very, like, clear of mind today. I think, I reset my brain in a very nice way. And now I feel strong in here. So we're good. Okay, so I made this at the bottom. Let's go ahead and grab him. And let's pull them up. And it should be a little obvious what this is now. Right? We're going to go ahead and give him a little bit of a rotate. Actually, I'm going to wait on the rotation. Let's not do that yet. I will call you piano top. And we're going to go into edit. And we're going to grab the whole thing. And we're going to extrude it. Look at that. Nice and easy. So nice, so easy, no problem, nothing to think about. There's a lot to be said about the tops of pianos. There's a lot of design that goes into them that I am not going to use because it's a lot of work. So instead, what we want to be doing is just positioning it correctly. I'm a little bit worried about the topology, but we'll be fine. We're going to do it like that. We're going to go ahead and push it on down to the side. Make sure it lines up correctly with our base. It does. And let's match that seam right there. Just like that. Why one side is lower than the other is a little bit beyond me, but I'm kind of okay with it. Actually, if it even intersects a little bit, that's fine. You can't tell super well. Hey, Equinox, how you doing? It's good. We're making a piano because I'm a sadist. I decided that I really wanted to give myself a hard time today. What else is new, right? All right, back up. Back up. Fix that lid. Yeah, I'm going to try and do the interior. If it has to be a 2-day thing, it'll be a 2-day thing. But the goal is to really do it today. Alright, so that's a lid. That took no time at all. That was really nice. Nice and easy. It clips a little bit, and clipping is something that I am very I hate clipping. I hate when you play a game and things clip. It's a lot of parts, but I think array modifiers might just do it for me. I have some feelings. We'll see. For the time being, I'm going to hide that top. The top's done. I've said this in the past. I'll say it again. Nintendo, recently, they've gotten in a weird trend where they just clip all of their stuff together. And, like, it's not character-created stuff. It's, like, real stuff. Like, Breath of the Wild. There's a couple of cutscenes in Breath of the Wild where Link's hair just clips through his model, and the clothing that he's wearing in the cutscene is preset. It's not like it's a different outfit that you put on or something. Like, the in-game cutscenes clip. It drives me nuts. I thought, you know, in the industry that was a no-no. But I guess people just don't care anymore? I guess if Nintendo doesn't care, like, who else is going to care, right? It drives me nuts, though. Yeah, it's on the Switch. It's just so weird to me. It absolutely drives me nuts. I see it and I'm like, don't you care? Might be a performance thing. I mean, that's fine, but like, people have done a lot with less resources. I'm not trying to, like, you know, besmirch game development. I understand it's very difficult, but like, don't you care about the way your game looks? It's basically a fancy phone. You know. Probably a boomer thing. What do you mean by that? Alright, so what's next is where we make the actual shape of this. Our good old bud Simo has given us a lot of wisdom in the past, and I'm going to lean on that wisdom to make this shape. So check this out. We're going to make a plane. So I'm going to add just a plane. I mean, I care a lot about it. I'm not a boomer. I don't know. I don't know why it's so frustrating. It's just one of those things that's like, I don't know. It's the same thing that you get upset with companies where it's like, don't you care about your product? And there's a bunch of people who make millions of dollars that go, no, we care about the money. And it's like, that's strange. Because the games industry is really not like a super profitable industry by default. Obviously, people make a lot of money from the games industry. But by default, it is sort of a like dead sector. The companies that make money, and newcomers don't make money. And the people who aren't newcomers still lose money over really simple, dumb stuff. So when you see companies doing like greedy, weird things, it's always like, for what? Like, this ain't it. You just go like start a bottled water company if you want to make this much money, right? Like, get out of the games industry if you're greedy. It's not for you. And maybe that's me gatekeeping. I don't know. I don't even understand really like what gatekeeping is in the games industry, but it's just frustrating. You think somebody would care about their art, especially if it's an art that like traditionally doesn't make a lot of money. Yeah, it comes down to how much time and resource you want to spend fixing things that most people will not notice. I get that. But maybe I'm like ultra nostalgic for the old era of gaming, and this is definitely where the boomerism comes from. But like, there was a time where the main people who played games were people who were like very into the art of games. And I guess that just doesn't exist anymore? I don't know. I'm sure it does. I mean, I know that there's people who care about games. I care about games. You all care about games. Of course. Of course there is like a love for games. I'm not trying to belittle the work of people. But like, it's weird how predominantly non-artistic the games industry has become. It rubs me the wrong way. It's very strange. Alright, I'm trying a very new practice here of extruding vertices We're going to see if this works. This is an absolute first for me. That's why indie games are so cool. You see it in the indie games industry too, though. Like, I don't know. It's not as like sacred as it used to be, just in the same way that like old industries. I don't know. Indie games are becoming more mainstream. I'm thinking eventually we're gonna have indie games, right? Like, how deep down that rabbit hole do we want to go? Okay, so I'm thinking about pianos here to get off of my rant, my psychosocial rant. I'm thinking about pianos here, and this bearing right here doesn't always exist on a piano. Maybe it does. Hold on. Let's look up another reference image. No, it doesn't always exist. Cool. So we're going to ignore it. I'm not going to do that. I just want to make the frame first. It's actually a different level. So some piano facts for you. There is a little bar here, a resonant chamber that is bolted into the side of the piano. And all it does is it amplifies all of these strings down here, and then these bottom strings come up and get on top of the resonant layer. So all I need to do is model this little like shelf here separately. In fact, these little ribs here only fit on top of that shelf, so I probably should have made the shelf first. But that's fine. Yeah, the indie is kind of a flawed way to think about it. Some people call CDPR an indie studio. Isn't that strange? Isn't that very weird? I think it might make more sense. Maybe I'll die on this hill, and I'd love to die on this hill. It would make more sense if we just referred to companies based on how big they are and how long they've been running for. So it's like, you can be a small new company, you can be a large old company, you can be a large new company if you're a Worcester, like most game companies end up starting. I think that would be a much better way of thinking about it. But people don't like that sort of stuff. People don't want to be logical. People just want to make their money and move on. To all the indie game devs out there, I'm not trying to besmirch you. I know there is a lot of indie devs who like absolutely deserve the success that they get. Like Stardew Valley is probably one of the best examples. The guy and subsequently I think his girlfriend had a big part to play in it, who made Stardew Valley, totally deserves his success. He's awesome. Doesn't being an indie studio require you to market your game yourself by definition? Most indie studios are bound to bigger publishers, though. I think that might be a holdover from the indie music industry, which, you know, the music industry being indie made sense because that's exactly what they were doing. But when that language got converted over to video games, it didn't really come with that label correctly. Not sure. It's a hard one to really gauge. Also, color me very naive here. I'm just now realizing the depth of the work that I'm gonna have to do for this thing. So I guess we're in it for the long haul. So I appreciate everybody keeping me going on this conversation about like publishing rights and stuff like that, because if it weren't for that, I would just be tracing a piano live on camera. So thanks for making this not about me tracing a piano. Alright. We have most of the shape here ready to go, but once we extrude it up, there's going to be a lot of work left to do. I still have to do like a lot of stuff. This one's going to be right here. Well, let's talk about tracing then, Equinox says. Okay, Equinox, what's your opinions on tracing? Let's hear it. If that's what you want to talk about, let's talk about it. What do you think about tracing? Speaking of which, that makes me think of Overwatch 2. And Overwatch 2, I have a lot of opinions about. I think I'm going to get into Overwatch 2 pretty hard. More so than I did for the first game. I think Overwatch is a very cool series, despite being very closely connected to Blizzard, which is not very cool right now. I would first try to see if there's a Bezier tool. There is, but curves work a little bit weird in this modeling environment. Beziers, like, basically don't make geometry. They make, for lack of a better word, they make, like, effects paths. They make, like, things that you modify or string animations across. I've not seen anybody use a Bezier to make a shape, unless it's, like, a leaf that is, or not a leaf, a vine that is extruded from it, and then isn't edited any further. I'm sure that's grossly incorrect, and I'm sure there's people who use it all the time, but it's not common to do so. Talking about Nintendo not making good art. That's what we do in 2D in Photoshop / Illustrator. Yep. So before I was 3D modeling, I'm actually very into Illustrator. I like vector graphics a lot. I've actually unlearned quite a bit of Illustrator, having learned Blender. Every time I start Illustrator, I accidentally control click and rotate my camera. And to re-rotate my camera back, you have to go through the menu, which takes forever. So my productivity in Illustrator has gone down as a result of Blender. But I'm not exactly like a logo designer, so what do I care? You can make Geo with Path or a Bezier. I know you can. It's not very common practice, right? I haven't seen anybody professional really have a full work flow with pathing. I could be wrong. I'm sure I am. I've just never seen it. Any tutorial that I've followed, nobody does that. It might just be not a beginner-friendly thing to do. That could be a big part of it. All right, I like this. This is some good geometry right here. Is it going to be gross when I have to extrude it and make actual volumes? Yeah, this is going to be a real problem actually. But you know what? So be it. I'm also making a couple of assumptions about the shape of this piano because I'm already not using a perfect shape of this example. Maybe the tool isn't as intuitive as the Adobe products. We saw that firsthand the other day when we tried to... it's good for styling hair clumps. I believe that. The other day we made something, I forget what it was, and we tried to put it on a curve and edit a curve, and apparently the way that I edited the curve meant that the curve no longer was a curve, but didn't count as geometry either. So it just didn't do anything. I went to go animate something, and the animation just exploded out in a bunch of different directions. Oh, it was chains. We were making chain links. And the chains wouldn't operate correctly because we used a Bezier instead of using just a line or something. I know the fix that Simo was saying was that we were supposed to edit it using a different editor than what we were using, but that's a strange addendum to put on software that otherwise is pretty ubiquitous in the way that you're supposed to interact with it. So I would say that is not a very good system, personally. So all that is to say, I'm over-explaining way too much. Beziers, bad. If they're good for you, great. I'm glad. That's awesome. like, get your money's worth or whatever, but for the current time being, I'm not going to use them. That being said, I am almost done tracing, and I have just about lost my mind. Really feeling it now, Mr. Krabs. The best thing about this piano is going to be used in the game one time, and it's going to be a little haphazard the way that I use it anyway. So most of this work is going to be for naught. Which is alright. Bezier is French and pronounced Bezier. Bezier. Okay. Are you French? Are you the Frenchman, Equinox? Okay, I can merge these at last. Oh, okay. Now then. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so let's get back to this. If I try... Oh, it works. Oh, it works. Oh, it works. Yo. I can't believe it worked. Okay, so we get rid of this. We almost have our shape. I'll have to fix some geometry on this thing, but otherwise, we're here. We've done it. Nope, German, but had French in school. Got it. Tu comprends pas? I'm assuming that means something to the equivalent of do you comprehend? No, I don't. Not at all. Alright. So, I'm realizing that there's a big thing here that I have to cut. I'm going to make Simo very upset. We're going to cut it with a difference, and if it fails, I don't know what I'm going to do. But I'm going to use a difference real quick. My apologies, everybody who is watching. Please don't judge me too hard. This is how I know how to do things. Fresnel. Got it. You know, I'm just like an American. You know me. The only reason I know multiple languages is because I got an English degree. And for an English degree, you must take foreign classes. Otherwise, there's no reason I would have other languages as an American. And I know that's, like, not cool. I'm not trying to, like, claim that's a cool thing. But, like, that's just the way it is. Don't think so. You're not the typical American. I don't know what you think the typical American is. I've seen you say some disagreeable things before. Okay, better yet. Since that's not working. There's probably a very obvious way to do it, and I think the obvious way is this. Knife tool. Where is the knife? You should see how I pronounce English. I'd love to. I'm sure it's great. Whoa, not what I wanted. We want... Oh, yeah. Here we go. Just... cut. Why won't it cut? Pad enter confirm. Oh, there we go. The average American Joe is a lot less educated. Okay, so this is not a positive thing to say. Obviously, I have a lot of... I'm Floridian, so Florida, we have a lot of weird stuff that happens very often. What I would say to that is there is a strange culture in the United States, at least in Florida. I will not speak for the rest of the United States. But there is a strange culture that if you pretend to be stupid, if you pretend to be uneducated or just generally ignorant, you are seen as being funnier, more down to earth. You're seen as being more likable in a lot of ways. And so there's a lot of very smart Americans, incredibly smart, brilliant people, head of their class kind of people that simply just pretend to be dumb for the sake of attention or career prospects or just getting along, relationships, you have it, whatever. And so most quote unquote stupid Americans, as people like to say, are not that dumb. They're just like, I don't know, taking advantage of a very strange system. And that's terrible. I mean, I hate it. I hate that people pretend to be stupid. No way do I support that. But it's very common. When you're going to American schools, the dumb person is the person that the teacher gives the most attention to. There's always been that dumb jock mentality who ends up with the girls, the hot girls, whatever. And so, yeah, I don't think it's real. It's a falsified thing. Is that why comedians seem so dumb? I don't know how to answer that one. I think comedians are actually pretty intelligent. All right. We got some hot opinions from the Europeans in chat. For anybody who's watching post-hack, Europeans are sharing their opinions on American culture, which is good, as you should do. Lower educational standards in public schools. Definitely lower standards. In the United States, the person who finishes head of their class and the person who finishes at the bottom of their class basically have no difference. They can, the difference between them getting the same job is almost up to chance. Obviously, the person who finishes head of their class has better advantages. Going to college and getting an internship during college is huge, but you can be dumb and work really hard. You don't need to be intelligent to work hard. And you see that a lot. Which I think is, maybe Americans view that as being kind of positive. Hard work is more important than intelligence, usually. At least by our standards. If you're willing to endure tedium, or if you're willing to provide a service that nobody else is willing to provide, then you're much more likely to find success than somebody who isn't. Whether that's fair or not is a different question, I would say. Yeah, it's more about the people you know. Exactly. And in that way, intelligence doesn't matter aside from, like, self-fulfillment. Like, if you want to be an intelligent person, yeah, obviously, go be an intelligent person. But not everybody feels that way. At least not in the United States. Again, I have not lived outside of the United States. It's difficult for me to say that's how it is everywhere. I have no clue. For the sake of seeming completely out of my element, I'm going to try and keep my thoughts as brief as possible because I'm in no way think that I know everything. In fact, I think I know very little. But one thing I think Americans really excel at, as somebody who is very critical of America most times, something that the United States is very, very exceptional at is work ethic. You see a lot of problems. I'll use Japan as an example. In Japan, there is a culture of faking your work, pretending to be busy and falling asleep at work to show that you're so exhausted from working. And there's been a lot of firsthand scenarios of people reporting like things just didn't get done because people spent too much time faking their work rather than actually doing their work. And that stuff just like doesn't fly in the United States. If you don't get your work done, then politicians I think might be exempt to that, and I don't love that either. But like, if you don't do your work, you're a you're a traitor to our kind. Right? Even if you make a simple mistake, people can be pretty upset with you over it. You know, we have that problem in retail where, like, cashiers at retail, if you mess up or you don't enter a coupon correctly, you're yelled at, right? You're like a second-class citizen because you didn't work hard enough for somebody. Yeah, Germany has a good work ethic as well. Obviously, Germany and the United States share a lot of commonalities with one another. As somebody who has German roots, I'm always very proud of how cool the Germans have been in recent times. You know, you all's love of renewable resources and your absolute commitment to democracy is cool. Something that the United States could learn from, hopefully. But yeah, I don't know. This has been all of my cultural thoughts about my own country. If anybody listens to this and disagrees with me or is offended, just state your opinion. Who cares, right? What am I going to do? Disagree with you? It ain't that big of a deal. We're supposed to disagree with each other. That's how living works. Alright, so I have officially done so much crazy stuff right now on this. I don't even know if it's going to work. Let's go for it. Germans are envying you for your new president. I wish that's how people felt over here. Oh, man. I'm not going to get too much into American politics just because, regardless of who's right or wrong, people just have such a mob mentality. And people that I respect or might be otherwise friendly with might not want to be friendly with me just for having opinions. And that might seem like a sign of weakness, but I think it's the more appropriate stance to have with politics. When it comes time to vote, you vote on the people you agree with. Otherwise, live your life. Oh, we got a big old one. I have only done a short on-work learning in Germany, but it is weird that one of the workers there told me that even if I had no work to do, I would need to look like I had something to do. Is that a common thing? Big questions. Equinox. Our resident German. How do you feel about that? Can't say. Have not experienced something like this. In my experience in the United States, this does exist in lower class jobs and does not exist in higher class jobs. When I was working retail, if I didn't seem busy, then I was useless. If ever I was sitting around just kind of doing my thing, even if I was done with my work, I was seen as being less than the people who had not yet finished their work. So it does exist over here, just in small bubbles. Alright, so we have spent a good amount of time just kind of hanging and thinking and chilling and doing. Let's get into this. Also, I don't know if you can hear the guy pressure washing outside, but we're going to do our best to ignore that. I can imagine that to be the standard in public offices. Yep, I would agree with that. If tax money gets involved with stuff, people kind of feel like a personal vendetta against those organizations. Which is strange, because the economy is always dependent on all sources. Just because you're paying taxes to the government and the government is running certain offices doesn't mean that, like, the agricultural or retail industry isn't determining the value of your dollar. So you should really be holding everybody accountable if that's your opinion. But, you know, people are people. Oh, I'm just realizing now I should have fixed this. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to inset a hole here and hopefully not ruin my geometry too much. Let's do... Oh, this is going to be a problem. This is not good. Oh, I've messed this up. Tell you what, I'm gonna do it like this. I don't know a better way to do it, so we're gonna do it just like that. Yeah, at the end of the day, countries aren't that different from one another. The more you try to separate, you know, this country does this and this country does this, I think the more you're going to realize that there really isn't that much of a difference. At the end of the day, there's a large majority of people who are looking to just get a paycheck. There's a large number of people who just want to find their significant other or get drunk on the weekends or whatever. That's sort of the same everywhere. All right. Is this looking good? Yeah, look at that. That's our piano. Hey, I feel good about that. All right, we're going to chill out on the political stuff now. Not that we don't invite it, because I do like hearing other people, and I think it's good to talk about it. The more taboo things are, the worse the world is. But I'm looking at my time, and I haven't been doing too much for the past couple of minutes. So I'm going to start focusing down. I want to get back to this. And we need to press this down. How am I going to make this? I need a ridge up. Okay, so let's make a ridge right here. A ridge right here. That one's probably fine as is. Oh, I see you. You need to be pushed to the wall. There we go. And everything else looks all right. Yeah, it looks fine. Okay, so if we make ridges in the correct areas, what we're going to do is push these bits down. So I'm going to do that, that, and that. This one I think is fine. That one I think is all right. Everything back there is probably fine. So here's what I'm hoping to do. Fingers crossed. This guy's kind of ugly. I hate the way this looks, but I'll try it. We're going to push these down, because that's right where the nail goes, or the bolt or screw or whatever you want to call it. So if I do this correctly, and I might need to re-topo this, but if I do it correctly, it should look all right. Comes back up. That one looks good. This one comes down, and it should hold its ridge pretty well. It does. And we'll put bolts in it. And I think that's good. The back there, I ain't that worried about. There are places to put bolts in, but you know what? If we're being authentic, let's be authentic. All right, get rid of the base. Let's put this here. Let's put that there. Let's put that up there. Let's put that up there and here. And I'm going to grab them all at the same time because it's easier. Bada boom, bada boom, bada boom. Say Red, the models you create, would they be done in games the exact way? What do you mean by that? Can you restate that question for me? I'm not sure I totally understand what you're asking. Actually, I don't think I needed to do the cuts in the center. I think we're good. What I think you're asking is when these go... I feel like it would take ages to model everything. That's an interesting premise. So I'm actually designing a game, which I'm sure you're aware of. And I'm designing the game with models. I mean, these are the models that are going in the game. Yeah, I'm doing them pretty much all like this. The models that I do on stream are definitely a little bit more serious. Yeah, it just takes a while in general. I do take shortcuts when I'm off stream. There are you know, little bits and pieces and this and that. Like yesterday, for example. Yesterday I made a pot and a pan. Because I'm making a kitchen in the game. There's a little kitchen area. So I made a pot and a pan for the kitchen, obviously. I made both of them in about 45 minutes. So I just punched them out, right? And they have little bits here and there that you can see. I can actually pull them up. I'll show you what they look like. But it's just like, I want to get them done, right? I don't care. It's a pot and a pan, and I can sit and make them look glorious, but this isn't The Last of Us. This isn't going to be the next big game. This is something I'm doing to sort of like realize my own potential and to realize what I will need help with in the future when eventually I hire more people or whatever. What Simo is saying in chat right now is usually professionals are a lot faster than I am right now. Absolutely, people are. Isn't there some sort of public repository where everyone commits models to share them? You can buy models from people, and there are some Creative Commons models, but I guess to my point earlier, why are you making a game if you're just trying to take the easy way out? And that's basically how I feel about it. Like, I'm not gonna do that. I mean, if it makes sense, right? If it's like, I'm paying tribute to a model or something, then sure, I'll do it. But like, most of the time, I'm not going to be doing something like that. Companies do reuse assets inside their company. Yep. And when I finish making a model, I will be reusing them in future games, assuming that I make future games, which is definitely my plan. But I'm not super into buying models from other companies. Part of it is pride. Part of it is... Alright, I'll say the magic word. I'll say the word that you've been waiting for. World building. I really want to make a world that is visually distinct. The goal of what I'm doing is to make something very, very different. And I am currently doing some real-world objects like pianos and stuff because the game that I'm making is interpreting some dreams that I've had. But the majority of the models that I make are based on like absolute complete fiction. They're objects that don't exist in the real world, or they're variations on objects that we have in the world, but like different, like swords and stuff. So yeah. Very much the goal is to do everything by hand, however hard that may be. All right, look at this ugly mess. Oh my gosh. I get that if your goal is to have unique and look and feel, you'd probably have to do everything yourself. Yeah, I mean, I definitely take shortcuts. For sure I take shortcuts. Don't you worry about that. I very often, like... Okay, I don't know if I'm legally allowed to say this, so I'm going to be very careful in the way that I word this. If I were to model water, I might go on the internet and look for a picture of royalty-free water and put it into Photoshop and change the way that the water looks to specifically suit the vibe that I'm going for. But otherwise, I'm not using like nodes the way that I do here on stream to make the texture of the water. I'm using reference images and I'm putting things together in new and creative ways. And I think that's a lot more common in the games industry than what I'm doing. Exactly. As long as you're using copyright-free textures, there's no problem. Precisely. But it's sort of a gray practice, especially if you're claiming to have done everything by hand, which I'm not. I'm not claiming to do everything by hand. But when it comes to the actual 3D geometry, yeah, I'm doing this by hand. This has been a labor of love by every metric that you can imagine. Alright, I'm seeing a problem right here. Let's go ahead and get rid of this subsurface, and let's check this. You think you'd be really surprised at how great of an effort making games actually is. People that make games full-time basically bleed on their computers. Even big giant companies struggle with very simple decision making at times. I mean, if you look at like deep interviews from Nintendo and stuff, even like we have to make the next cookie cutter Zelda game that everybody's expecting us to make, even stuff like that becomes like sort of life and death for some of these people. Because at the end of the day, people are attaching their identities to these things. People are, you know, the games industry, I think, relies on the passion of the people who make the games. And if it weren't for that passion, games would basically almost be entirely dominated by mobile games at this point. Where am I? Oh, here we are. I mean, if you want to make money, mobile games are the way to go. And certainly you see, like, Nintendo and big giant companies like that doing it. But they use the excuse, and maybe they mean this and maybe they don't, that they're doing it for the sake of funding more ambitious projects. Which I choose to believe, because, I don't know, I think the world would be more bleak if I didn't. So yeah, I think ultimately game developers are usually pretty good. Pretty nice, well-intentioned people who are artists more than they are businessmen. Which is why it's very unfortunate when you see businessmen in the games industry. When you see, like, you know, the CEO of EA and stuff, or the CEO of Blizzard, there we go, that's a big one. The CEO of Blizzard giving themselves a pay raise after, like, firing a whole bunch of people. Right? That's insurmountably evil because the people who are making these games are passionate. They are like loving people who enjoy World of Warcraft or Overwatch or whatever. And for them to be fired seemingly for the sake of increasing the executive's money hurts the whole games industry because it removes the trust that people have that games are being done by artists and not by businessmen. That's something I struggle with a lot. That's something I really, really struggle with a lot. Because as somebody who, I don't know, hopefully will make a difference in the games industry by some metric, it's painful to see stuff like that. Yeah, so much of their reputation took a hit recently. Deserved. Unfortunately, very deserved. It's a shame how absolutely evil a few members of their company are and how much it's hurting everybody else in that company. The people who made your favorite quest in World of Warcraft are not those people. They're not the people who are making those decisions. And so for them to basically like have their work disenfranchised as a result of some business bullshit sucks. Sucks a lot. And I think it's, you know, unfortunately the responsibility of like consumers to fix that. Will consumers fix it? I don't know. Do consumers need to fix it? I don't know. That's the problem with capitalism. As much as I love capitalism, that's like the big problem is like who's responsible when the sanctity of things is harmed. And I think true capitalism would say that there is no sanctity, which is an opinion. Certainly that's an opinion that you can have. I think if you had that opinion, you would probably have more people on your side than otherwise. But it's just unfortunate. all of this being said, I'm looking at this mesh and I'm not totally sure what I'm doing yet. I feel pretty strong about this geometry that I'm making, but it's lacking something. Something's wrong here. Actually, you know what? I take it back. This looks fine. This looks actually pretty good. This looks like a piano. Okay, we get rid of the empty. We put the bass on. We put the top on. You know what? I like this. I like this a lot. We have an hour and a half left to do something with this. Let's go for it. I'm going to put bolts on since that seems really easy right now. We're going to call you ribs. I'm going to take a hit of water because my throat hurts. Oh, I don't have water. Hold on. I'll be right back. I dropped my glasses. Toasting your pants.
Because I put fabric paint on them, so I wanted to seep into the fabric.
All right, sure. In case anybody heard that, my partner is quote-unquote baking pants. Whatever that means. Will the piano be black or white? That is a good question. Maybe we'll decide that together. I kind of think I want it to be like wooden. Maybe like that soft tiki color. Tiki is not the right word. Teak, like teak wood. Water feels so good. Okay, so let's finish this off and then we're gonna put some screws in it. This has been a very deep stream. We've been talking about all sorts of stuff. What set us off? Why does the geometry look so much better on that one than this one? You know what? I think I have a fix for this. Let's try and fix this real quick. Get rid of the subdivide. Let's... Ooh, something weird is happening. What is that? Why does he look like that? Strange. I'm not sure what that is. We're going to ignore it then. I'm going to pretend it didn't happen. Okay, we're back in this. So, let's make some screws. Screws for the piano. They look like... what? They're just metal screws. Just normal Phillips head screws. Okay, so I'm going to make a bunch of them. Let's just make one to start with. Alright, how do we want to do this? There's a right way and a wrong way. I think I'm going to do it the wrong way. I love doing things the wrong way. It's kind of my favorite pastime. It's certainly what I'm good at. We're going to do it like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and make another mesh that is a cube. You're probably going to see where this is going, and you're probably going to hate it. We're going to go into... Actually, I'm just going to duplicate it. Why not, right? This is probably the easiest way to do this. And then we just convert by 90. And that's not the direction I wanted. We wanted 90 on the z-axis. Alright, so we got these two. We're going to pull them up. And we've got a screw. Done. Look how easy that is. Nicely made screw. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to add a Boolean. We're going to do cube 1, hit apply because I'm confident. We're going to hit Boolean, cube 2, and we're going to hit apply because I'm confident. And we've done it. Now, if you're feeling extra froggy, and when am I not? I'm going to call you bolt. I'm going to get rid of cube. I'm going to get rid of cube. If you're feeling extra crazy... Oh, everything didn't go in the collection. Why is it not in the collection? Hold on. I thought something looked a little weird. There we go. We're going to go into edit. And I'm going to fix this thing just a little bit. How are we going to do that? I think the really dumb way that I can do it, just to make it absolutely as bad as possible, is we're going to take this hot cross bun and we're going to go ahead and Boolean, or not Boolean, decimate by 0.9, just the smallest amount we can think of. And then we'll take a look. Kind of fixed a lot of stuff. 0.5. Oh wait, it doesn't show us. What? 0.1. 0.3. Okay, that works. That's the geometry I think I like, and it looks pretty decent on here. We got flat faces and round faces, and yeah, cool. Let's hit apply. Edit. We have some nice smooth faces. That's a quad somehow. That's a quad somehow. Looks good, looks good, looks good. Perfect. We shade it smooth, and we're here. If you're feeling extra crazy, I know we just decimated it. You could put a single subsurface on it. It looks terrible. Nope, we're not doing that. Okay. I think I kind of like it being shaded flat, so we'll leave it like that for now. And we just put it to size. So, let's get to going on it. So we're just going to put it right in its nice little place there. And then we're going to copy and repeat. Second verse, same as the first, and we're just going to go across and do it all. I could rotate it and really get it looking clean, but I'm not that worried. Look at that. So I'll just copy and do that again. This is bolt number 2. And as long as it bolts down correctly, I ain't that worried at all. So after this, I think it's going to be most important for us to work on that shelf. The sound shelf, which I think might actually be the term. Not sure. I do play piano. I do not make pianos. I do not understand what things in pianos are called, because the piano that I use is digital. If I had the money to buy a grand piano, I'd probably still be doing this, but I'd probably be a little bit less earnest about it. That's not true. I think I'm being very earnest. But yeah, I use keyboards. I don't use grand pianos. I don't know if I'd ever use a grand piano, to be fair. Electronic pianos are just so convenient. They're so nice to have and so nice to use. I don't think grand pianos really serve much of a purpose anymore, other than from a performative standpoint. Which, if you're a performer of music, that's awesome. Thank you. You're very cool. The world needs more of you. But I am not a performer. I am a composer. For me, music is a means to an end, not or the composition of music is a means to an end, not something that I want to perform for the rest of my life. When I release a song, it's done. I don't want to keep thinking about it. If somebody wants me to perform it, I would be just as likely to hire somebody to perform it than to do it myself. Obviously, it depends on like what sort of setting we're in or stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm not a performer. It's never been my aesthetic in life. Cool. We have bolts. They're here. They're in their correct places. All is well with the world. I might subdivide them eventually. We'll see. There's something I thought of while I was putting these bolts down. Oh yes, I know. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take these bolts and we're going to slightly rotate them. This should make things seem a little bit more genuine, I think. That looks all right. And you, and then we're done. Just like that. Boom. So now we have what is a pretty decent setup. Also, I don't know how to make a collection active. How do I make it so that when I make a new object, it automatically goes in this collection? I've never known how to do that. Look at this. I mean, you look at that, right? That's a piano. Done. It's a piano. Okay, so next comes probably the hardest part of the whole thing. I have to make the sound shelf. Color me not thrilled about this. Alright, how do I want to do this? Okay, so we're just going to take the basic mesh. Let's get rid of the top, of course. Always get rid of the top. We're going to grab this, edit. I'm going to grab all of the inside. Copy and paste. What? New edge slash face from vertices. Hold on, what? Separate by selection? Did that break it? I think I just broke it. Hold on. Yeah, we just broke it. Wait, what? Yeah, we broke it, okay. Hold on. How do I make a new face from this? Copy, paste. Face. Copy. I just want to double the face. Okay, I think I know an easy way. This would work in Photoshop. We'll see if it works here. I'm going to separate, delete face, select edge, and F. Okay, let's try that. So I'm going to separate selection. We're going to get rid of it. And then I'm going to select that edge, which is that right there. Looks like it took. And we have to re-poke it, though. I'm just going to poke it, sure. I kind of wanted to wait, but there's no reason to do that. Yeah, boom. Okay, we'll take it like that. So now I have this, which I can raise. Yep. Perfect. And I'm just going to very carefully place it where we want it. That's about the right height. And now I'm looking at shape. Shape ends right before this. So shape goes right here. Okay. So here's the idea. Let's make that shape with this. Hey, Equinox, no problem. What are you going to eat from the supermarket? I'll be on until 6, so if you're eating, you might want to watch while you eat. We're going to call this sound shelf. Sure, that's what I'm going to call it now. And for the sake of doing this, because I'm going to be doing this for a little bit, let's put the sound shelf in a new collection. So I can just hide that and have this. See ya! Catch you later! Alright, so what are we looking at? We want to put this here. We want to put that on top of it. And we want to just make the shape. So there's all sorts of fancy this, that, this, that, this, that. I'm ignoring all of that. We're ignoring the fancy stuff. We're just going to make a simple shape. So we're going to edit. I'm going to dissolve all of the faces together. We'll deal with that later. And I'm going to take our knife tool and just very carefully make some cuts. Just like that. What? What is happening? Hello? Why are we not... Something got weird. Hold on. What just happened? Get rid of this. Why are there two of these? What? Where did this come from? I missed something. For sure I missed something. Whatever. We're back. Okay, we're here. So I have this guy. We're going to click edit on this guy. Oh. Okay, a different way to do this is I'm going to grab these guys and dissolve edges. Why does that break it? What on earth? There's an edge right here. Why does dissolving this edge delete that edge? That's very weird. Okay, well, let's get rid of this vertice. That worked. Okay. Strange. I don't know what that was. That's not how things normally work to me. Okay, so, sound shelf. We're here. No more freaking out. We've done it. We're going to go ahead and cut like that. And then we're going to just make our way all the way down to here, which I've already failed. We're going to do that. Actually, I can just get on this edge. Yeah, and I can press enter, and we've done it. So now if I grab, get out of here. If I grab this and delete this, and I'm definitely hurting my eyes a little bit. I'm gonna do this like 15 times. We're gonna grab one of these vertices and we're gonna move him like that, and we're gonna proportion. We're only proportioning connected. And that should do pretty well for us. We'll do the same thing right here. Proportion, connected, lower that proportion just a little bit. And that looks pretty good to me. Oh, hold on. Yeah, this is all right. I'm gonna take this. I think I could do more with this, but I don't know if there's a need to worry about it. So we're gonna kind of do this and keep things really even for us. Just like that. And then we make sound holes. Easy enough. That sound hole looks really weird, but I'm gonna ignore that. We're just gonna make a normal one. Now, Simo, I got a question for you if you're still here. How should I cut very clean circles out of this? What would be the best way to do that? In my mind, the best way to do it is to Boolean. but I'm thinking Boolean might not be it. I'm sure that's like not the wisdom. In the meantime, I'm going to raise this up just a little bit. Use a small proportion using connected. Maybe Boolean is fine in this case. Okay, sure. Actually, I know a way that I think Boolean will work just a little bit more easily for us, so let's try that. There we go. Let's grab all of this. Let's extrude it up. We're making that shelf, of course. You aren't probably going to subdivide that anyway. Yes, exactly. Okay, so let's go for it. This is going to be... We're going to be looking at a bit of trash for a little bit. I apologize for how, like, jarring this looks. I don't love looking at it either, but it's a necessary evil for what we're doing right now. So, here's the rhythm in my brain. We want to center it and then shrink to size. And I don't know if I want to make these like super clear circles on the outside, but knowing me, I probably will. Okay, please, just use collection 2, right? I copy this, paste. Hey, it did it. Okay. I don't know why I wasn't doing it earlier. So we're going to put this one right in the center. And we're going to expand it just a little bit. Booleans are fine when doing hard surface, especially on flat surfaces, as they're easy to smooth than normals. Got it. Is the reason why Boolean is so bad is because it creates ingons, or is there another secondary problem to it? Like, what's the primary problem with Booleans? Because I'm already dealing with a lot of ingons in this sketch anyway. Okay, that one's good. Tries and ingons mess up the topo and shading. Yep. We're going to have to deal with it soon, too, because it's going to be a problem with a lot of what we've made so far. I've definitely run into some shading problems in the past myself. Are tries really that frowned upon? Like, are tries really so hated? I understand ingons being hated. Obviously, that's a terrible idea. I think anybody who models with ingons might be crazy. Which is cool. Being crazy is not necessarily a bad thing, but it's definitely not what I would do. But I don't get tries. Tries are only hated if you have to edit the mesh. That makes sense to me. Okay, cool. Good to know. So my incredibly liberal use of the decimate modifier would be like the absolute worst thing in the world, right? The way I use decimate is like total blasphemy. Now, I don't know what's up with this hole, but I'm just going to make a hole right here. This is a normal hole to me. All right, look at that. Because basic selections work only with 4-sided polygons. Got it. Simo, you are such a wealth of information. Like edge loops, rings, etc. Yep, that makes sense. So I had a thought the other day. I guess I'll say it out loud. I feel a little impostery saying this, but I think it's worth it. I've been considering recently. Oh, I should have made these cylinders way smaller. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I've been considering recently starting a beginner Blender like tutorial on YouTube. I know that I am a beginner. The implication is that I am 100% a beginner. I wonder how disagreeable that would be. Because in my mind, I think I do have a lot to say about the beginnings of 3D modeling. I just don't know if I am the person that people should be taking seriously. But then at that point, then who's going to make it, right? Like, if I have things to say, then say them, right? That's sort of my opinion. But I wonder if that is a little amateur for me to be thinking. I sat and made a bit of an outline of like what videos I would like to make in the series and stuff like that. And I do have a couple of them. Wait, what? Oh, it has a subsurface on it. Get rid of that. Right now I have 8 separate videos covering the basics, and then getting up to the wisdom on subdivision surface, mirrors, merge by distance, you know, the stuff that I use regularly. And then I'm hoping that that would be motivation for me to push myself to be better and better and better to keep up with what I'm trying to teach. There are so many good resources for Blender on YouTube already. I think I disagree with that. I think there are good resources on YouTube for Blender, but they're very specific. And so if you're looking for certain angles or certain ways in which you'd like to learn about Blender, you're kind of forced into a very specific kind of learning path. I would say, in my experience, learning from YouTube, the experience could have been a lot better. You know, I don't know who individually would be the one to make it better, obviously, because that's completely up to personal opinion. But I don't know. I don't think it's done. I don't think we're done with that at all. I think there's so much more to say. Best stuff is usually behind a paywall. I mean, that makes sense. Isn't that kind of how it should be? I guess it depends how people are making their money, but in my experience, I'd say a paywall is probably about right, especially given how educational 3D modeling seems, rather than like, I hate to say like music making, but like music making is kind of a little bit more free-spirited than 3D modeling, at least in the conversation that people have around it. That looks like an ocarina. Okay, so that is our sound stage. And since I extruded it, it came out a little bit. So we're gonna do it like that. And we need to put strings underneath it. You have nothing against it. What does that mean? Against the paywalls? Yeah, I think people should totally get paid for what they're doing. Absolutely. I think about that a lot, actually. Talking about like tutorialization and the games industry and stuff like that. Like, I am saying to myself right now, I would like to make a YouTube series teaching, for the sake that it would motivate me to learn more to keep up. But to some degree, that is me undercutting other people's like tutorials, which I don't know. I don't know what like the wisdom around that is. That's a difficult subject to wrap your brain around. All right, for the sake of this piano, we have the sound shelf. Am I gonna go and do the hard duty of making these rings around it. This is troubling. This is difficult to think about. What I need to do is I definitely need to put bolts along the edge. So let's start there. Let's do that first. First things first. Let's fix up a few of these points because they're actually just like right next to the edge here, and I don't want to have weird clipping issues when I export this to something else like Unity or whatever else. So let's pull everything out just a little bit. I've been thinking about making tutorials on 3D modeling in general. Most tutorials are tool specific, and that the most important is kind of lost in them. Simo, if my experience with you has anything to say, you are a great teacher. You're a very wonderful teacher. So, like, absolutely 100% you should be doing that. I think if you can help more people like that, not only would that be really, really good for all sorts of other people, but I think that would sort of achieve a purpose that you have innately. It's one thing to say, like, you should be helping people and you can make a difference and blah, 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 all that sort of stuff. And that stuff is true. But if you start teaching, I'm sure you'll find success with it. And success is, depending on whether it's financial or popularity or whatever, is its own reward as well. And I think you deserve that reward. So, yeah, absolutely. You should do that. Okay. I'm looking at the soundstage right now. I am freaking out a little bit. Oh, I've done this badly. Excuse me. I'm yawning. I've pushed myself. Also, why is it doing that? Let's get rid of our picture for the time being. And let's get into this. We're going to go ahead and do that. Actually, while I'm on the topic, Simo, talking about learning and teaching and stuff like that, Booleans make me freak out too. Yeah, they're scary. On the topic of teaching and whatnot, not exactly, I guess, but whatever. I have an idea for you. I have something cool with Blender that I want to do soon-ish. We'll see. It depends on how quickly I can get like more of a following. But I have an idea for something I want to do, and I'd be interested in seeing if you would like to participate. I understand that things are super casual and chill around here. I'm not trying to make things weird or professional. I'll private message you on Discord later today. But I have an idea that I think you'd be really interested in. I don't want to give too much away. It'll be fun. I'll put it that way. It's going to be very fun. It's going to be very... I don't think it's been done before. It's an interesting and new idea. That's the best way I can think to say it. Also, while I'm here, I think I just solved my problem. Check this out. Check this out. Oh, I've done it. Oh, I've done it. Are we ready? Are we ready? Yeah, no worries at all. I don't have any expectations whatsoever. Something that I would like to make very clear to everybody, whether they're watching this or not, and whether I have to repeat myself 1,000 times or not. I do not have expectations of other people. I do not expect anybody to bend to my will or want to do anything that I want to do. The best I can do in this world is share my thoughts and feelings as if they were as genuine as they can be. I don't really know what I'm saying with that. Basically, all I'm trying to say is I don't have expectations that anybody will actually like want to do what I'm doing. Why can't I? Hold on. I've like melted my brain for just a second. I never expect people to agree with me. That's what I mean to say. It's kind of amazing that people already agree with me. That's sort of wild and alien to me. Okay, I can't dissolve any edges. Why not? I guess because it's such strange geometry that it just like doesn't like it. Okay. Oh well. As long as there is only a single pole. Why does it look like this? Oh, we've made something difficult. Okay, well, I can do it manually. What am I doing? I can make this really easy. Boom, boom. Just do the same thing. Yeah. Okay, I made that more complicated than it needed to be. Okay, so we have... That's a decent shape. We're gonna do the same thing here. Just like that. Nice and easy. Don't think about it. Don't worry about it. And we're just gonna control Shift R. Boom. We're in. And now we're just going. We're just not thinking about it. We're just going. Let's do this. So here is my two-stage plan. I'm going to... Whoa, hello. What the heck? Oh, I still have that one selected. Man, that was dumb of me. Two-stage plan. I'm gonna make everything wider like this. And then I'm going to pull up these loop cuts so that they're in line with where the original one is. Theoretically, I will have done a reverse, like, what is it called? Reverse offset. It's as if I made the circle intentionally instead of using a Boolean. Which I don't even know how you would make a circle like this naturally. Seems relatively impossible. I'm not gonna fall for the same mistake I did last time. We did it correct this time. Shift R. Boom. Oh, this is going what great. Right? Everything looks good. Shift R. Oh, we're in business. Man, we're doing a lot of work today. I am getting faster, aren't I? I think the key to 3D modeling is like prepping yourself to sit down and do work for 3 hours straight. I keep like rushing myself to start stream, and then when I start stream, I'm just like, yeah, I only need a couple of minutes to get ready. And then I start and I'm like, oh, this is more than I thought it was. I just need to stop doing that. That's like super unproductive. 2.5 is perfect. 2.5 it is. And these ones I don't need to think about. We can just push them out. So, if everything was done correctly, which I believe it has been, I should be able to loop cut inside of these little circles here and make spikes. Make like little ramps. So let's see. We open up the empty. We look at this. There's 2 little spikes. I'm going to do 1. Just because I don't think there's a reason to get too caught up in this. And I'm only going to make the spikes on the outer edge like this. So we're going to do it like that. Should be easy enough like this. And if I've done this correctly, it should look perfect. Let's see. One more. Come on. So, grab that one. Grab that one. Grab that one. Not going to keep saying it, but you know the rhythms. Boom. Okay, we've done it, we've done it, we've done it all the way across. Now we raise things up a smidge. I'll say 0.01 is probably all right, and I'm going to proportion ever so slightly. We're going to do the tiniest little edit. Yeah, perfect. And we've made little bits. Look at that. We've made sound rings. Look at that. That looks perfect. It looks utterly perfect. Wow. Okay, cool. Done. Problem solved. And I shade smooth and we said cool. And the geometry looks really bad. No. Can I auto topo the head of this thing? There must be a way. You know what? I'm not going to think about it for now. That's a waste of time. Auto smooth. How do you auto smooth? Do that. What is auto smooth? Face. Mesh. It's probably in mesh, ain't it? Transform. Auto smooth. Oh, sorry. The green triangle on top of material icon. There we go. Right bar, and it will be in face, not in face. Remesh. Normals. Is that just normals though? Hold on. Oh, I don't love that. Okay, let's... change the angle. I like 30. 30 is a good angle. That looks perfect. Okay, so in a worst case scenario, we could do it like this. I think I'm going to try and go fix it. I think I'm going to come back into this mesh and fix it off stream. I think that's the professional thing to do. But I'm not doing that right now. That's too much work. So, we're in. We have the sound stage, we have the piano, we have the top, we have the bolts. Now we just got to do the kind of nitty-gritty stuff. Let's go ahead and put the strings on. This is gonna be tough. This is gonna be tough. Actually, no. I need to make the keys. Obviously. What am I doing? The keys are like way more distinct. Also, looking at the image, I think I goofed this part up a little bit. I'm looking at it and it looks pretty ugly. Oh, I've messed it up, haven't I? Okay, hold on. I can solve this. Oh, it just solved itself instantly. Look how easy that is. Cool. Okay, so now I need to make the hole that the keys are in. And I have a really good technique, I think, for this. We're gonna do it like... Wait. Hold on. Keys go all the way flush to the edge, obviously. What am I thinking? So we only really need to cut 2 of these out. And we need to go Z, and we need to do that. Like that. And now we just push it to the angle we want. Right there. Boom. Easy. Now we get rid of X-ray. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Now we're in. Now it should be easy enough to grab this face and extrude along normals down. Not sure why it did that. Oh no. Okay, sure, whatever. We can fix this. We can fix that easily. Boom, boom. Boom, and boom. Cool. Now let's make keys. This is the part I'm the most intimately familiar with on a piano, and therefore I'm going to do my best to make it perfect. But I have a feeling we're not going to make this very perfect. First and foremost, let's do a little bit of this. Why is it doing that? What is that weird face right there? Strange. That's a strange looking face. You know what? I'm not gonna do that right now. That'll be later. That'll be part of the subsurface, I think. Okay. We're here in object mode. There's a right way and a wrong way to do this. The wrong way to do it is to make the keys and just let them clip into one another. I hate that idea, but it's definitely the easier idea. Nope, I got it. I know how to do it. The easier way to do it is to size them. Oh, this is gonna be a lot. This is gonna be a lot, isn't it? Let's just make 2 keys. I'm just gonna make 2 keys to start off with. We're gonna think about this a little bit later. No need to get stuck in the sauce if you're just thinking out loud. Boom. 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 We got a piano key. There's 1 piano key. Right. I will push you up and we will model you based on this key right here. Just nice and easy. Just 1 key. That's all we got to make is just 1 key. Just like that. Just like that. Right down. Keys go a little bit above, so we can do it like that. Nice and easy. The height of a key is pretty small. Okay. I kind of want to get the measurements as close as possible because we're going to use an array. And if I get the array off by a little bit, it's not going to work. So this is probably going to be one of the most precise things I've done in a long time. Excuse me, I'm allergic to math. All right. What next? A little bit thinner on the top end. And down we come. I'm actually going to push it right there, and that looks all right to me. So now we make the most distinct part of a key. We put a loop cut in here, very high up. And I grab just the end of it, go back to Z, and we extrude along normals. That's a piano key. That's what they look like. In fact, if you're feeling extra weird, they actually come back a little bit like that, and then we subsurface it. So this is piano key number 1. We're going to go ahead and subsurface twice. It's going to be a lot of geometry. Once is fine. I'll do the rest manually. Push the key up all the way. Push the key back all the way. And we want to push the key down just enough. Maybe we do want to do 2 now that I'm looking at it. Actually looks all right. Don't do that. That actually looks like a pretty good key. It's like a little ugly on the sides, but I kind of love it. It should be flat on top. It should distinctly be flat on top. Okay, so let's remove this. I think I'm going to subsurface it manually because of that. Try bevel modifier instead of subsurface. Okay, let's do that. Let's honor that real quick. Oh. Oh. That's kind of nice. That's kind of cool. Okay, first off, back up. Let's get rid of these, yeah, get rid of all that. And now we're back to object on here. Now we do bevel. And the bevel should look a little bit more convincing now that we've removed those extra loop cuts. They do look a little bit more convincing. Those are nice. I feel like amount doesn't do anything. 0.5? What does this do? Doesn't do anything. Maybe that's the max. Maybe it clamps the overlap at that point. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Apply scale and rotation. Okay, so that might be too much then. 0.1. 0.005. 0.001. 0.002. That looks good. That looks like a piano key to me. This edge can be brought in, I think, just a little bit, just to round it out. The angle, I think, could be changed. That looks good. Okay, cool. So let's keep it like that. And I'm going to grab you and you. And we're going to bring you guys in together. Just a little bit. I'm sort of inclined to bevel that once. Just by 2. Just a quick little tiny bevel, maybe 3. And really stretch them out. clipping in kind of weird ways. I don't know why it's clipping so hard. But here's the idea for me. Let's pull these guys closer together. Let's pull those guys closer together. I could do, and I should do, edge sliding. No, I should do this. This makes sense. Just as long as we maintain the aspect ratio correctly. Aspect ratio definitely is not the correct word for what I'm using. So bear with me while I just kind of make up words in my brain real quick. There we go, just like that. And these guys are going to tuck in just ever so slightly. And that is usable. Honestly, anybody who has a problem with that, too bad. I don't care. That's perfect. She looks great. All right, done deal. So we're going to leave that as is. Now, I'm going to repeat it all the way across, and then we're going to do the worst of it. The thing that I hate the most we're going to do. Oh, this is going to be such a pain in the butt. Let's do an array. Oh, this is going to be hard. 0.001. 0.005. 1.1. That, okay, double that. 0.02. Is that it? All right, what are there, like 52 keys in a keyboard? Okay, they're not offsetting correctly. What's wrong? Are they too short or too tall? They're too short. Oh, I made them too good. That's good. That's good news. 0.05. Boom, boom. They're too tall now. 0.045. 0.04. They're offsetting just a little bit. Now they're really starting to offset. Let's go all the way to the end. Let's see what that does. Okay, so I just need it to meet up here at the end. So, this is easy. 0.033. Oh, we've done it. Oh, we've done it. We've done it. Oh, that worked so easy. So good, so good. Look at that. Now, dare I clip my own mesh? Do I dare to clip my own mesh? I'm not sure. Sound shelf can go up here now. Collection 2 can be you. You are the white keys. Dare I clip my own mesh? Oh, I hate the idea of this. You know what? Let's not think about that yet. First and foremost, I'm going to make the black key. And the black key is, in my mind, going to be pretty easy to make. So let's make it way small. Super small, super small. We're going to go Z-axis, put you directly on there, and do that. And let's go for it. So you're nice and thin. Nice and super thin. You want to be thinner than that. Actually, no you don't. You want to be this thin right here for a very important reason. Make sure it's centered. Get the length right on it. We can go longer, that's fine. And again, we're going to use the bevel modifier because I want the straight surfaces to feel really, really straight. The height of this one basically doesn't matter. So I'm going to go just kind of based on my wisdom. just like that. You could be called black keys, and we'll do this just to see what we're looking at. You need to be a little higher than that. Also, that doesn't look like the correct orientation. Hold on. This is a weird piano. Okay, we're not going to go off our reference image. This is a very weird looking piano. So we're going to start here. And I'm going to do my best to make it exactly in the middle. Put on X-ray, and we're just going to get right into the middle of these two. As absolutely close to that middle point as we can get. Okay, that works. It's good enough for my purposes. Now we turn off the X-ray, and we go ahead and throw on that bevel of 3 is fine. We might want to do more. Let's do 4. Yeah, 4 it is. They actually aren't in the middle. I mean, I'm seeing that based on this piano, but that's what I'm gonna do. On my keyboard, they are also not in the middle. They are slightly off. Alright, you want to be really genuine? Let's be genuine. You're right, Simo. You're right. Let's do it. If we're going to do it the right way, let's do it the right way. So we're looking at 2. 2 is out. If we're going to do it one way, let's do it the right way. So we're going to hold it out just like that. I believe that's correct. And now we can go ahead and turn off the X-ray, get in here. And black keys, to the best of my understanding, are super easy. It's that. And it is this. Looks like a chocolate bar. That's correct. The slope, it's like a 60, somewhere between 60 and 45. So I'll say like right there looks good. And the inner dimensions don't come out that far. That looks all right to me. All right. Here's where things get a little weird for us. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into object mode. I'm going to grab this thing. And we're going to be really careful with it. We're going to be so careful with this. Do not freak out. I'm saying that to me, not to you. Copy paste. I don't know why it's making new things again. It just loves to do that. We're going to place it as close onto this model as we can. This has to be pretty precise, all things considered. Looks pretty exact to me. That looks good. Okay, we'll keep it there. Next up, we go here. Wow, that one looks perfect first try. We're just making little Kit Kats. Little Kit Kats across the keyboard. Okay. If I've done my job right. Let's see. What I'm going to do is we're in object mode. I'm going to grab you. Let's get rid of X-ray. You, and you. I'm going to join them together. You are the black keys. I hate that they're the same color as the white keys, but sure, we'll take it. And I'm going to do the unthinkable. We're going to put an array modifier above the bevel. And they're going to offset by -1. Okay, so that's not correct. We want to increase that. Did we just first try it? Okay, so 4, 5, 6, 7. We came really close first try. -1.22. -1.21. That's it. That's as close to reality as we need it to be. And we just need 1 behind us. All right. So they're clipping. Here we have it. They're clipping. Looking at the way the keys look right now, there's definitely a problem. Let's go ahead and edit them. Oh, I've made a huge mistake. Oh, I've made a mistake. Okay. Actually, no, it's fine. All is well. I am going to remove the white keys. I am going to loop cut each of these. And then we're going to grab bottom. Get rid of that. Bottom, 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 bottom. And we're going to push them back to be flat. I think if they're not fully flat, that's all right. There we go. Little chocolate bars. Nice and done. So now it should fit just a little bit better. Now, I want to do something really dumb. Oh man, I hate this. Okay, you know what? Hold on. Let me grab one of these real quick. Copy paste. This is the extra black key. We're gonna go into edit. We're gonna separate by loose parts. Where are you? Remove that. What the heck is this? Why did it do that? That was weird. Okay, well, anyway, now that we're back, let's go ahead and put him in the right position, and then I'm going to do the dark ritual. Perfectly fine. I'm not even going to think about it too hard. That one's done. Time for the dark ritual. Ready? Does that look right? That looks a little better. Okay. All right. I'm not looking forward to this. We're going to cut you. We're going to save you as safe keys. Copy. Okay, sure. I don't know why it didn't just copy the collection, but we'll take it. I'm going to call you experimental keys. It's saying out of 3. Where are the other ones? Out of 3. Did I paste them somewhere else? Sure, I don't know. I don't care. I'm not going to think about it too much. Here's what we're doing. White keys, array modifier. Hit apply. No, up here. Hit apply. The heck is this? So they did copy. Where did they copy to? Something strange happened. I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, well anyway, I'm going to go ahead and hit apply on that. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the white keys to make a Boolean. And then I'm going to do my best to shrink the black keys. You've been doing a procedural lime this whole time, and it looks so weird. Can you please share that with us? I'd love to show everyone this weird lime of yours. I need to know what a procedural lime looks like. Okay, here is the thought for me. We're going to add a Boolean. And the Boolean is going to be black keys 3. There are a bunch of extra ones. Where are they? Hold on. No, we're going on a little adventure first. What's happening? What happened to the white keys? These guys, I can't even select them. I can't even look at them, right? They're gone. They could be animated, but for the time being, they're just a static prop. Animating them would be interesting. It'd be really cool to, like, put them to a song. But I'm not going to be doing that for the time being. Where are the extra keys at? What? Hold on. Hold on. 0.001. They don't exist. They don't exist. 0.001. What on earth? Okay, so we have like a ghost somewhere in here. Cool. Well, we can't select it anyway. So, black keys, array, apply, extra black key. You guys can be joined together. You're all the black keys. All black. White keys, array, put you up first. Something weird happened when we did that. Okay, let's apply the bevel first, and then we'll apply that, I guess. Since we've already measured it, why would we take the measurement off? Simo, you'll see. I got something weird going on. I want to just try it first. I thought of a way to solve this problem. I just want to try it. I want to see if it works. So, let's Boolean black keys. No, we want to Boolean all black keys. We might break our computer doing this. No! Please, 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 please don't break. Yes! Okay. I've realized that I haven't saved this prop, so I'm gonna save this real quick before we crash everything. Piano room. You're just the piano. Save. Alright. Let's go ahead and take a quick little break to look at this 3D lime that has been made. What on earth? Hold on. So our boy Simo has made this procedural lime, and you say it looks weird. That's crazy. To have made this procedurally is, wow, a totally different world. Are you using geometry nodes? How are you doing that? Also, shameless self-plug, go join the Discord. It's the link that is literally just under Blender right now. Yeah, how are you doing that? How are you making, it must be geometry nodes. It has to be, right? Procedural textures, got it. So the shape wasn't procedural. It's just the texture that's procedural. Okay, so we have what looks to be very, very gross geometry here. Let's hide the black. Pretty gross. Okay, so the way that I would know to solve this is to use a little bit of subsurface, which we need to do anyway for the ends to what I'm doing. So we're gonna subsurface. Nope, that's not what we want. Instead, we want more beveling. Oh, that actually helps a lot. Okay. Simo wants us to auto smooth. Let's auto smooth. But we have to do something else, because there's more to this than meets the eye. If anything, I only need the black keys to get smaller, but they have to get smaller proportionate to each individual key rather than shrinking along some sort of axis. So the way that I'm going to think to do this... The way that I'm going to think to do this, I might actually try putting on a subsurface here. Hear me out. If we subsurface this correctly, it is way smaller. So I know how ugly that looks. I see it, I see it. But it's small. It fits in that gap pretty well. The back of it really doesn't matter. It's just this top part that matters. And that fits. Yo, we'll take it. Okay, so I have to repeat that for every single one, basically. Which, easier said than done. This is going to be kind of jank, I think. My bad. Should have thought that through. Should have done it using common geometry, but oh well. But in my mind, this is it. This looks good. This worked. It worked much better than what I thought it would. Just like that. Okay. So, oh no! I've made a mistake. Oh, I've made a mistake. How am I gonna do this? You know what? I can bevel. New idea. Back. Let's put the subsurface after the bevel. That doesn't help us at all. Oh no. Oh, yes it does. Oh, it does. It works. Okay, so I want to lower the bevel amount. Just a little bit. Maybe one more. Honestly, I'm pretty set on this. Check it. We don't have to finalize anything. Never finalize your meshes if you don't have to. That's a keyboard. It has kind of absurd levels of geometry, which I don't love, and I've basically committed to this, which means I'll have to fix all this. What? Why is there a hole in the bottom? Doesn't make any sense. Okay. So I gotta fix these keys. But otherwise, we're set. We've done it. Cool. So let's put it all back together. I think we're gonna keep the experimental keys as are. Let's grab both of them. In object mode, let's grab both of them and scooch them on up. Okay, first off, let's set origin to geometry. Let's set that origin to geometry. What's all these wows for? Did I do a Canadianism? Look at that. Look at that. You try and tell me this isn't a piano. Oh, yeah. That's it. I just gotta fix this atrocious little sound hole here. But otherwise, we're in. Okay. So, I got 7 minutes left. I don't really have time to do much else. Oh, wait, also. Ba-boom. What really needs to be done now is I need to put hinges on here. I need to put the legs on this bad boy. Maybe put a chair. We'll see if I make a chair or not. And I gotta string it. But I got the sound stage set for the string super nicely, so I feel good about that. I might need to raise this section up a little bit. It looks a little bad. Otherwise, she's ready to play. So, what am I gonna do now? While I have a few more minutes. Let's shader. Let's make some nice shaders. I'm gonna delete my empty. Get rid of that. We don't need that. Keys can be hidden. Actually, we'll keep them open. Okay, so let's do some shading. Will the strings be proportional in size to their sound? I'm going to try my best to get the gauge of the strings correct, but in no way is the length going to be tuned correctly. We can put it up to differences of tautness if you really want to get specific with it. Alright. Keys are easy. Keyboard keys are so easy. Here we go. Shader world. Let's get into shader. Let's do that. I actually know how to make the strings already. I have a pretty solid idea of what the strings are going to look like. To give you all a hint, all I'm going to do is take a cylinder. I'm going to round out the center using a proportion of maybe like 7. And I'm just going to array. And it's just going to be like little going up. I know they're technically screws, but I'm not making a screw. Screws are terrible. They always fail for me. Alright. I'm so inclined towards overcast cliff. Sunrise can be nice too. No, overcast it is. I just like sort of somber, even lighting. I try not to get too ahead of myself on the lighting here. So, let's go ahead and add... One of these days I will sit and learn the principled BSDF, but I'm not doing it today because, goodness me, I hate it. Come here. I'm sure Simo likes the principled BSDF. I'm sorry if that is rude of me to say. I just don't care for it. He does. Of course you do. That makes perfect sense. Alright, we got a little reflection of the black keys in the white keys, so I'm going to call the white keys done. Super fast, super easy. Now the black keys, I have a really good idea for. They are going to be glossy just the same. So we'll do 0.35. But black keys are very strange. They do something very specific that other keys don't do. They have a color ramp from black to white. You remember when it wasn't in Blender by default. I mean, here I am flourishing without it. I know how you mean, though. One day I'll learn it. All right, check it. We want to use some good numbers on here. And we're just double checking our reflections and making sure that they look good. In my experience, there is no such thing as true black, so I'm going to make them slightly less than black. But otherwise, look at that. Little Fresnel filter makes it white on the edge that you're not looking at. That's what piano keys look like. It's perfect. Literally perfect. And you get the reflection in the white keys. I mean, come on. Come on. That's it. That's exactly what piano keys look like. Took me how long? 2 seconds? Sure. And for the sake of the piano, I'll make the whole thing black for now. We'll call you black keys. And we'll call this white keys. And while we're here, I'll go ahead and make the bolts piano top. You can be black keys. Get rid of piano top. You've gone too procedural for Eevee to work correctly. Simo, I think you might be happy to hear. I'm thinking about converting to Eevee. Most of the sketches that I make are not like final product. I very, very rarely make final product in Blender. And if that's the case, then there's no reason to use something that's easier on my computer. So I might switch to Eevee here soon. Okay. Let's say 0.4 on that. That looks about right. I could probably go a little higher on this thing. 0.6. A little bit more yellow. There you go. That's basically what the screws look like on a piano. And to be fair, let's also do this. Screws. We're going to go ahead and make you screws, and we're going to double it, and we're going to call you ribs. And the ribs are way less glossy. Eevee is great, especially for inspecting materials, etc. I feel that. I do feel that. Yeah, I've had way too many crashes recently to be like, boy, I love cycles. The crashes are 100% my fault. It's not Cycle's fault, but there's no reason for me to be like doing it the hard way for no reason. We're gonna say 0.05, 0.075. That looks about right to me. It's probably a little bit lighter. 0.4. 0.5. There we go. That's it. So let's grab each of the bolts and give them this. Give them this. Bolts get the screw material because that's what makes sense for some reason. And this also gets the ribbing material. I'll have to find a way to add a little bit of black to the outlines of this, but otherwise, this is the beginning of our material. If we're being extra fancy, I might scoot the keys up just a little bit and put red felt back behind the keys here. That's kind of a niche touch, but it'd be cool if I did it. But otherwise, this is what we've done today. I can't feel bad about this at all. This is 3 hours of effort. I'd say that this is 100% usable. You put this in a game, people are like, yeah, it's a piano. Duh. Like, obviously it's a piano. Looks good. I feel great about this. So with this being said, I am going to go ahead and just be right back. I'm going to drink a bunch of water. My voice hurts quite a bit. And we're going to play a little hour of Gris. If you haven't seen Gris, it is the most gorgeous game I've seen in a long time. Otherwise, thanks for joining. Join the Discord for more 3D stuff. And I'll be right back. Peace.